the FIO and help keep our Federation safe. Epic action, epic romance, epic laughs, epic drama. Horror films from Impetus. Escape into the epic.
Commuters are advised, protests are currently disrupting promenade traffic. Visit the promenade to witness our democracy in action.
Heart beating, bass drum pounds. Adrenaline pumps as cymbals crash. Victory, breathe deep and let the synth flow. Iconics, your life, your sound. From asteroids to ice, we bring only the finest resources to your station. Astro Mining Incorporated, the resources you need to succeed. Federation fleets want you to join the good fight.
I am Omega Man.
Electrogates, upcoming
Alright.
wanted authorities and biomass distribution
Wanted
oversight.
authorities? What?
Remember, participation is freedom's guardian.
What's up, Allie? What's up, everybody? Good morning.
Epic action, epic romance, epic laughs, epic drama. Horror films from Impetus. Escape into the
I was
epic.
gonna check something this morning. I forgot what it was. Oh, I know what it was. Where do I find it?
Are you ready for a brighter future through better bots? Brought to you by President Agard and the Automated Industry for Democracy Act of YC 125.
If I go to fittings, I know I could do it this way, but I was trying to see it on the menu. It said fittings, not map, you dumbass. Okay. How do I... Oh, that's right. I forgot to. I had taken that off the list because it was a huge. Yeah, I redid my skills last night. Um, there we go.
Verdant forests, vibrant life forms, majestic mountains. Visit the
Okay.
jewel of the Federation, free of the troubles of war. In Tarki virtual
Anyway,
worlds,
I
the
wanted
dedication worth
to.
fighting for.
Here it is. What's the other way to get here? Isn't there like a menu tab for skins? I thought there was. Whatever, I want to look at some stuff because now that we're out in the real world, I might be able to find a better looking via Zen. ISK, whatever. I always want to call it Zen when I see the Z button, but it's ISK. Ooh, that's kind of cool.
Are you ready for a brighter future through better bots? Brought to you by President Tagad and the Automated Industry for Democracy Act of YC 125.
Out of those four, I think the pay dirt prospector 5. That pay dirt looks kind of cool, man. That's not bad either. No, that's no, no, no. I could also go design my own.
You can trust. Two
I'm
people
sure
connected.
curiosity. Does anybody have one for sale? How much is it?
The scope, the Connecting News Network.
Nothing. Okay. Well, okay then. All right, I'm gonna boogie over before I go do any mining this morning. I'm gonna boogie out to the next station over, which is where I've got my other ship in storage, and I'm gonna go kit that ship out this morning.
Warp drive active. Warp drive active.
I'm up way too early, Allie. I woke up at 2:30 just randomly. It was probably cat. It was probably cats because I think Chris woke up at the same time because we both heard something, and then I was kind of laying there debating whether or not to get up, and she decided to get up on her own. I didn't know she had woken up at the same time as me,
Docking permission
and then she
request.
came right back
Docking
in bed,
request
and I was like, I laid there. I was like, I can't get back to sleep, so I just got up, and she went out in the main room in the big bed, and I came into the office and said, "Fuck it, I'll go stream." Wake, bake, work. It is hot coffee, Detroit. I haven't even had any yet. That's borderline too hot to drink, but it is drinkable. All right, we're gonna unbox this Imicus Navy issue thingy and kit this bad boy out. No, it doesn't need the. It just needs to be a one word. Okay. Now I don't have squat for this. So I know we've got stuff in storage here, but let me go check for a fit first. This is a Navy frigate. This is a Galente. There's one Imicus. No. This is just the typical. This is the Air Galente Explorer, which is just like the base thing. It should be enough to get me going, to be honest with you. Probe launcher, salvager. I'll have drones with me. Those can be stacked? How do you know if something can be stacked? Because this thing says using more than one type of this module or similar modules that affect the same attribute will be penalized, but then they have two on. How does that work? Whatever. Somebody says that this is a data analyzer, relic analyzer. Barangian's now in the corp. Nice. Yeah, I saw corp chat earlier. Do I have any GTA rants for today? I haven't seen anything else that I really want to comment on, I think. I mean, I'm sure I could keep spinning stuff out and farm it for another week, but I mean, it really is just someone else said it better than me, which is what it really is. Yeah, it does, Allie. That's why I'm a little bit confused because it has two Type D restrained nanofiber structures, and I'm like, but I thought I thought if you stack them, they don't work because it literally tells you in the description. Penalty. Using more than one type of this module or similar modules that affect the same attribute of the ship will be penalized. But yet there's two of these fitted, and I'm like, that makes no sense. But getting back to the GTA thing, someone else on my Twitter X account said it best when they said that what you're seeing is a generation of gamers who are now adults, right? And they have to spend their own money on things, and they're finding out that things are expensive, right? Before, when GTA 5 came out, which was a long time ago, they were all still living at home with their parents, and their parents were the ones buying these games for them, at Christmas time or on birthdays and things of that nature. And these people have now become adults and went, oh shit, the real world costs money. Things are expensive. This sucks. And the rest of us who have been buying video games since the 70s and 80s and 90s are just going, just sitting back laughing, going, yeah, nah, fam. Nah. That's just the way it is. Video games have always been a luxury item. They are not a necessity for life. They have always been expensive. I told people this the other day in YouTube, and I'll repeat it here. This is turning into a clip, though, by the way. Didn't plan on one, but thank you, Detroit, for giving me a free clip to share out this morning. When I bought my first PC for me in 1999, it was $2,800, and it did not have a graphics card because that wasn't really a big thing back then. It was a thing, but not a big thing. So if you flash forward to 2026, the value of that with inflation is 5,000. It's like 5,600, 5,700. I looked at this the other day. $5,700, something like that. 5,600, 5,700. Now, if you add a graphics card on top of that, because it didn't come with a graphics card, so we have to add a graphics card to that. If I want a good modern card, I'm paying 1,200 bucks. We're not talking discount stuff. I'm gonna buy myself something nice. Minimum 1,200 bucks for, I could go higher. But let's say 1,200 bucks, something like that for a graphics card. I am now at a $7,000 machine in today's money. That's expensive as fuck. I can buy a used car for $7,000, right? Like, I could buy land. I could buy an acre of land somewhere for $1,000. It might be rural Kentucky, but I can buy an acre of land for $7,000. Think about that for a minute. So if I were to buy an equivalent PC today, $7,000. So it's like we the people, we the gamers, have been spending a ton of money on games over the years. It's always been expensive. It's a luxury habit. Only the 1% of the world get to enjoy it. We live with running water and air conditioning, and there's no war going on. There's no genocide. No one's bombing our houses, right? We get to sit and enjoy the luxury of video games, and it costs money. So welcome to the real world, generation, whatever you are, alpha. I don't know what generation this is. But all they do is whine, bitch, and complain because mommy and daddy have taken care of everything, and they're finally realizing the real world. And you know what, though? That generation has always been there. I was that when I was that age. Absolutely. Holy shit. I have to pay for like my iced tea at the restaurant, and if I want to drink 3 or 4 and it doesn't offer unlimited refills, I gotta pay for 3 or 4 iced teas. You start drinking one iced tea during dinner, maybe two, because you're paying for all that shit. You're like, oh, god damn, you know. And everything costs money. You got to get your brakes on your car. You got to oil changes. You got to pay for parking. Everything costs money. Not only that, you're getting taxed. First, you get taxed on. First, you get taxed on your income when you make it. The government takes a cut. Then, when you go buy shit, you pay more taxes, sales tax, or if you're in like Europe, you've got the VAT, or if you're in Latin America or places, you got the IVA. So you're gonna get taxed again when you buy shit. You gotta pay property taxes. You gotta pay, dude. You're always going to be working and realizing that half your money, if you're just doing it the normal way, half your money is gone because you're being triple taxed or quadruple taxed depending on where you live. Like, the whole world's like that. And so when I see these kids, and it is kids, there are no adults out there that I know of that are crying about it. It's all kids who are early adults. They're young adults. They're freaking out about an $80 video game. And I get it. It's 80 bucks, man. It's 80 bucks. But I've been paying $80 or more my whole life for video games. I've been paying $7,000 for my gaming PCs, not 1200, 1500 budget build from Newegg. You know what I mean? So I'm one of those people who's been through it, who's seen the cost and understands inflation and global economics and money and finances. And I just shrug my shoulders and go, you know, yeah, it's $80. And welcome to the real world. There you go. You got me, Detroit. Thank you. Nice long form video. I'll clip something out of it. You had a freebie Renfail rant this morning. Because I was actually inspired by that. It's not a bad thing. I definitely used trigger words like brokey. Because it just it makes a certain knee-jerk reaction. I gotta comment. I gotta rage. You're a fucking asshole. Rah! It's rage baiting 101. It's not difficult to manipulate. I always come back to Emmerich Boss. The easiest thing to influence, the easiest thing to manipulate. Is an insecure male. It's the easiest thing in the world. It's the easiest thing in the world to manipulate. Is an insecure male. They just coming onto my Instagram. You need to die already, old man. And I'm just laughing my ass off all the way to the bank. So this is a basic starter build. Let me close this and see what we have in the guild bank. Those are all the blueprints. I don't need guns on this thing. I do want... Is this the same thing as the core probe launcher? It's just, but it says expanded. What does that mean? Does that just launch more probes? Okay, I'll take it. I don't see anything else that I need. I did see one of these, right? Well, if I can just use that, that should satisfy. I think that was it from there. There's a data analyzer 1, fit. Relic analyzer 1, fit. Fit. Okay. Okay. So now those are fitted. I need to buy some probes too, yeah? Yeah. Let's head over to the Navy station and see about buying the rest of these. What is the hotkey for? I don't know. We'll dock there this way.
Warp drive active.
I mean, yeah, I can compare items if I need to. I was just asking chat. Yeah, I wanted to do that this morning, just that so that I have the variety of things to do. So I've got my 2 ships sorted. Maybe one morning I want to go do mining. Maybe one morning I want to go do exploration. I could go do either or, and then I could just sit back and run some missions, do some mining. And I'll have plenty of activities to do between the 2 things. And there might be mornings I pop on and like I think Varangian was saying something like he wants to go escort miners. I think I was seeing something in chat earlier. I gotta remember to open up guild chat. I do like how it shows your icon when you chat. All right, because I think Varangian was saying something about wanting to set up as like a fleet. So if I log on and people are on and you guys are out mining, I'll probably come do mining. You know, but there might be mornings where I hop on where nobody's on and I'm like, you know what? Let's go do something else. Let's go do some exploration. Or maybe I'm just in the mood to do something else in a morning. I want the freedom to do that. So now I have 3 ships. I have a hauler, I have a miner, and I have an explorer that are all set out. That should be more than enough for the moment. And that gives me a huge range of skills to train as well. Right now, I actually had to reorganize my skills last night because I had like 45 days of things going in. I was like, I can't do that. I got to just pare it down and let's focus on the things I really need, not me just going crazy while I'm looking at things and going, ooh, I want that, ooh, I want that, ooh, I want that. So I went ahead and refocused. And I'm getting the Explorer, I'm getting the Air ones done first because those have all the core. So I did the Industrialist, Entrepreneur and Producer. I did the Alpha Miner. Those are completed. Explorer is almost done. And that's the one that has Archaeology, Hacking, Drones 4, Mining Upgrades 4. Well, I had these 2, Archaeology and Hacking. I added Drone 4, and I need Mining Grades Upgrade 4 for the shield on my miner. So those 2 will be done within the next, like, the first 3 will be done by tomorrow. The mining upgrades is going to take a few days. I'm okay with that. Because that gives me time to kit this shit out, do some exploration, go mine some for a few days, and then once the mining upgrades 4 is finished, I will probably start working on picking a ship and doing the mastery levels, because that shit added a bunch of time. There was some stuff in there that was taking there was multiple 4-day, 5-day projects in there. And I was like, okay, that'll be the next step. I'll take each ship up a notch. All right, let me close this window down. I'm starting to get a game plan now that I kind of understand everything a little bit better. I'm still in the dark about a lot of things, but at least that I kind of understand enough to.
Stream Supreme Court cast to see our Federation's justice in action. Justice may be blind, but democracy is transparent.
may be blind, but democracy is transparent. Alright, here's this list. I want to pull this up on top. And then let's go see, because I could probably get, I'm probably okay with tier 1 things and everything, but I probably could get tier 2. But let's go back and check this, because we were just going off of this. But I don't need all those things. But, anyway. Outside of that, let's just go ahead and fit ship. Well, let's buy first. I don't need everything in here. Because some stuff I already got. Yeah, like I don't need the Amicus. I don't need that. Don't need that. Don't need that. Don't need that. I don't need... Actually, what is that? I think that's the same thing as an afterburner, right? I don't need that. I definitely need that. I don't need that. Buy. Fit. What are you talking about? Let's close that down. What are you talking about with this? Oh wait, that was one of the ones I did. My bad. Yeah, that worked. I don't know why it was telling me there were things that I couldn't put.
Ship by ship, you bring it. We thank our industrial partners. Together we build a brighter tomorrow.
What else was it suggesting? Oh, here, these two things. Gravity capacitor upgrades.
Are you ready for a brighter future through better bots? Brought to you by President Lagarde and the Automated Industry for Democracy Act of YC 125.
Oh, it's still showing the simulation. How do I get out of that? Oh, hang on. There's a radial menu thing too. Fair from. Interesting.
Forever is a long time. Be sure to protect it. Capture ears of the Federation. Defend your future. Defend liberty. Enlist in the Federal Defense Union.
Yeah, diminishing returns. That's what I thought. So you start putting things on. Give me a warning for diminishing returns. Yeah, that destroys it. It's fine. Because once I put 2 on there, it gave me a warning. Yeah, okay. Is this a fitting? What is this? Okay. Dude, how many scanners can I put in there? How many probe things can I put in?
Stream the Supreme Court cast to see our Federation's justice in action. Justice may be blind, but democracy is transparent.
Yeah. Like, how many core scanner probes can I put in there? I think I loaded 16 for the moment.
In trying times, the last thing you need is a partner you can
Yeah,
trust.
16.
Trust the Bank of Luminaire, dedicated to the future of Federation businesses.
Oh, I need drones. I need some drones. How many drones can I have at the moment? Let's undock. Actually, I think I can look at the ship, right? Can't it tell me? No, because it doesn't show me how many drones I can have. I think it's 3. It might not show me until I buy them. Because I know I can see how much storage they take. Oh, but see, I don't see the drone window when I'm here. How the fuck do you see that? I can have 50 meters of drones.
Docking permission requested.
So it's what, 2 drones?
Docking request accepted.
Drones, please. I need to buy a drone. There's faction drones. What's the difference? Holy balls, I'm not spending 25 million on a fucking... Not a chance. Here, little cheap drones, pop goblins. I think I can have 2 of you. Give me the cheapest ones you got. I'm gonna buy like 5. Okay, those are in the drone bay. Oh, I need to insure the ship, too. Can I do that from out here, or do I have to be on the base? I can have 3 in space. Okay, cool. I'm gonna have to be docked. Doesn't look like I have an option here.
Docking permission requested. Docking request accepted.
How are we hearing voices in space? Like, it sounds like an announcement from somewhere, but how does that work when we're in space and there's no sound? I don't know, man. I don't know, man. It's the same conundrum in Star Wars, man.
Verdant forests, vibrant life forms, majestic mountains. Visit the Jewel of the Federation, free of the trolls.
Excuse me.
Entarki Virtual Tours, a vacation worth fighting for.
That's for a different ship, though. Interesting. Oh, we can eventually get corporation skins. Do this in a station. Is it too risky even just sitting outside of here?
Docking permission requested. Docking request accepted.
So there's nothing available right now in this sequenced skin area. I don't like any of these. Out of all of them, the Penumbral Shadows is interesting, but I don't think it's... I mean, unless there's one available. Yeah, no orders found. Yeah, I'm not... How do you... Can you even look these up? Ship skins, here we go. Oh, they're not marked by...
Enjoy the majesty of Renfail opera from the comfort
So
of
these are all for specific
available on continental for the first
ships.
time. Watch these Jinmei cultural classics performed by the legendary Les Sultan Opera Company.
I mean, I kind of dipped into the skin thing the other day to make my own. I haven't done it yet. I did it when I was still on the free account, and it was going to cost like 34 to do what I wanted to do. So I can make my own. I'm just checking to see if there's anything available. And if not, I'll just make my own. $185 million in GD. Yeah, I'll make my own. So I could just do my own. I forget how I got to that menu the other day. Fitting, ship tree, fitting management. I know I saw it the other day. Oh, we got oh, the server restart is in a few minutes. It's under Paragon services. Ah, ship skinner. Thank you. Oh, no, we're an hour out from our server going down. Never mind, Jesus. All right, create new design. There it is. So if I want to do it on my own. Yeah, I just saw it pop up at the bottom right, and I always forget ours is when it pops up in the center. Okay, randomize. No, this is primary slot. I only want to show what I own. So that's the primary. Oh, is this thing always gonna have the camo because it's the frigate version? Or it's the Navy version.
Stream Supreme Court cast to see our Federation justice in action. Justice may be blind, but democracy is transparent.
Although I suppose you... checking something out right now. Yeah, I want to figure out how to change the pattern. That's the primary, secondary. That's the detailing. The slot on the right, primary pattern slot. Thank you very much. Only show owned, so that I would just go solid color. Ah, brilliant. Thank you. Oh, and then there's stuff over here. Pattern area application. Well, I'm not gonna fuck around with that. I am just gonna go solid colors.
Plane by plane, drone by drone, ship by ship, you doing it.
How does this work,
With
though?
that our industrial
Because I
partners.
can still see it on that one section. It's a fade in. What if I don't want anything? I guess we have to replace it. I'm a little bit confused by this. Because it didn't do what I thought it was going to do. Give me back to this really quick. This over here, primary pattern slot. I can either do a fade in or a division. But if I don't have anything selected, it's the default camo. Do I need to do that for each individual?
Enjoy the majesty of
This
that
slightly
camera
confuses
coming
me.
to your pod. Available on holofilm for the first time, watch these Jinmei cultural classics performed by the legendary Leosorten Opera Company.
Okay. So that's for that. Does it do it for everything though? It looks like it does, but I could still see the pattern.
Epic action, epic romance, epic laughs, epic drama. Holophones from impetus escape into the epic.
This is really confusing to me. Mirror?
Enjoy the majesty of Renfail opera from the comfort of your
I mean, kind of, but I can still see the camouflage pattern.
cultural classics performed by the legendary Leosorten Opera Company.
Oh, I missed the part where you said, "Oh, my bad, my bad. That's on me." I missed the part where I was being told that it's not going to cover all of it because it's part of the faction ship because they have camo pattern as an inherent thing. Okay, I did not know that. Okay.
See something strange? Is a member acting unusually or making inexplicably large purchases?
Okay.
Contact
All right.
Renfail.
No, that's cool. Now that I know that, I don't have a problem with that. I just was like, can you change it? Now that I know that it can't be changed, I will play around with the parameters that I have. So that's maybe if I do this, it's a little too. Oh, that's funky. No, that's way too much. So I can make it all sort of look the same in that way. And you can have a solid color ship of a single color. That's one way to get rid of it. Okay. That's kind of funky. Buy more. Design not saved. Yeah, that's fine. And then it shows you the costs. Can you buy patterns too, or just colors? Oh, that's kind of sexy. That midnight gloss. Oh. They have a matte version? Oh, baby.
In trying times, the last thing you need is a partner you can trust. Trust an Astral
Satin's
OEM
pretty
dedicated to the
fucking
future of
cool too.
Federation businesses.
Dude. How many points do I have? How many? I think I have like 200 Plex points. I'm gonna spend some shit today. That's too blue. Yeah, that's funky. All right, before I leave this page, I have to make a decision between the matte and the satin. I honestly think I like the satin look a little bit more. It kind of has like some it has like some more. I don't know. Those are both cool as hell.
Bass drum pounds. Adrenaline pumps as cymbals crash.
I
Victory,
think I'm gonna buy
breathe
that.
deep and let the synth flow. Egonics, your life, your sound.
Can I add more than one thing to the? No, you have to buy them each at a time. I'm buying that. No, no, no worries. No, I'm good. This is not. This is me doing impulse purchases.
From Asteroids Times, we bring only the finest resources to your station. Astral Mining Incorporated, the resources you need to
All right, I
succeed.
bought the satins. Okay. Now, does it not tell you when you actually already own something? Because I bought those two and it still says you could buy element. How does that work? I mean, do those automatically get injected like now I can use them?
See something strange? Is a neighbor acting unusually or making inexplicably large purchases? Contact the FIO and help keep our Federation safe.
Okay. Dark Abyss Satin. Oh, yes, please. They're limited use. Oh, it has sequencing runs. Oh. I have no idea what that means, but okay, I'll figure it out.
Calgary creds come cheap, but they're paid for in bulk. Report illegal Calgary assets to federal authorities. Bring us the truth. We'll deliver the justice.
That one's 35. Holy moly. Rarity stellar. Yeah, dude, that's a trip, man. I do like that orange for some trimming, maybe. Wow, that's a cool looking like silver. That's a gloss. All right, all right. That's fine. I've bought a few things now. Now, how do I apply these? Okay, they're automatically in here now.
Are you ready to lead the way? Do you have what it takes to shape the future? Then Federation fleets want you in command.
So these are the ones that have like limited.
See something strange. Is a neighbor acting unusually
Okay.
or making inexplicably large purchases? Contact the
Inexplicably large purchases. The midnight gloss. Nice, okay. Something like that. I don't think I want that part. See, you can only have 3 of those used.
For news you can trust, tune into the cluster's #1 provider. The Scope, the Collective News Network.
Okay.
Together we are the dream of the Federation. Do your part to keep that dream alive on Enlist today.
So these are the patterns you could buy. Oh, that's weird.
See something strange? Is a neighbor acting unusually or making inexplicably large purchases? Contact the
Those are
FBI
going like
to help
top
keep our
down.
nation safe.
Cracked corrosion. Oh, it's across the top. Oh, that's kind of dope. The cracked corrosion, I love it. It looks like a lightning strike hit it and then went down the ship. these. I think we're gonna. Right now, I'm really enjoying the Crat Corrosion. Slipstream Crossroads.
From Barley to Charlemagne,
Uh,
from Kentucky to Luminaire, from president to technician, we are all citizens.
Splatter Strike.
Support your fellow citizens.
I'm assuming we could change the color of that. Oxidative stress here. Funky, man. Funky. I think I'm going back to that Cracked Corrosion. That was cool as shit, man. So I can go over there and pick the pattern. Now it put this on. So it's across that. In the other one, it was placed across the top in the example. So how would I get it to the top of the ship? No. Primary pattern. I'm not quite understanding how that works. Because right now it's just on the back right. And in the example, it had it across, like hitting the direct top and then splaying down the wings. So I want to know how I could move that. Oh, hang on, there's buttons at the top too. Ah, ha, 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 ha. Ah, perfect. Rotation. Offset. Oh, see? I didn't even see those. There's all sorts of fucking... Perfect. Yeah, there we go. I can offset it. There we go, right there. That's what I'm looking for. And then, actually what I want to do is move it over even more. Now if I can rotate it, yeah. There we go. So now we get a little bit off of each fucking wing. Look at that. Coming down the side right there. Coming down the side. Ah, I fucking love it. I figured it out. Yay! Okay, now I'm assuming primary pattern slot, crack corrosion. That has me doing it in this color. So it stays that black, I guess. How does this work? Like, how do I change the color of that cracking? Or is it always going to stay black? Or gray, whatever it is. Well, hang on, let me just start with this. Because then if I come over here... We're just doing detailing at this point. Oh, that is changing the color of the strike. I figured it out. I figured it out. Okay, okay, so it's changing the color of that strike on each portion of the ship. I get it now. So if I wanted to do red, I would make it red everywhere. And then I would come over here have that be the but you know what? I need an orange. I need some sort of an orange. I don't want to do that red. I'm seeing the possibilities here. Oh, dude.
Together we are the dream of the Federation. Do your part to keep that dream alive and enlist.
Midnight Gloss. Midnight Sun. I don't really like red, but I gotta admit that looks pretty fucking cool. I don't like red. But that looks awesome. That looks good too. Oh man. I need an orange. Yeah, I don't want gloss. Oh, that actually just let me go find an orange. I need to go find an orange. That orange is not orange enough. I need like an orange. How do I save? Save skin. I need something super orange. Oh, this might work. What's the mat look like? But it only gives me 3 applications is the thing, so I would have to buy 2 of those, I think. Because I need 4, not 3. And I don't know if that's... That's too yellow. And that's all I've got, so... Okay. Now how do I load the one I was using?
Heart beating, bass drum pounds. Adrenaline pumps as cymbals crack. Victory, breathe deep and let the synth flow. Egonic.
How does that work? I had it saved and then it went away, so how do I bring that back? Designs saved, 1 of 5. Yeah, how do I get that back? Ah, here it is. Edit design. Okay. Orange.
Electoral dates upcoming for water authorities and biomass distribution oversight. Remember, participation is freedom's
Yeah,
guardian.
yep. I would prefer a darker orange, but I'll tell you what, it's like, is there a way for me to change the colors? Probably not. It doesn't appear like, can I, if it would be nice if we had the ability to like create our own custom, like take that and deepen the hue.
Beware an old man in a hurry. Thanks to our old man, you can relax and let our drones do the work.
Beware an old man in a hurry. I like that line. I mean, this is essentially, I do like this look. I wish I could make that orange a deeper orange. That's my only complaint. Oh, what is this?
Calgary Crest
Skin ships are rewards for events and loot tables in the game, so I don't see them adding the ability to create your own color. That makes sense. All right, let's see if this is actually the color that I want to go with.
Are you ready to lead the way? Do you have what it takes to shape the future? Then Federation fleets want you in command.
No, I think that's... That's actually not bad. I don't want gloss. I do like that satin. Okay. I gotta make a decision if I want to go blue or black at this point.
Verdant forests, vibrant life forms, majestic mountains.
I think I'm
Visit
going
the
with
gem of the
this.
Federation, free of the troubles of war.
Yeah, yeah.
Entarki virtual tours, a vacation worth fighting
Finalize
for.
design. What does this mean? Insufficient carrier sequencer available in active ship cargo or item hangar. Oh, do I have to be on a station with the... What does that mean? Insufficient carrier sequencer available in active ship cargo or item... I don't even know what that means. So is this what I have to do to finalize this? This is confusing to me. View market details. You have to buy that? I don't know what this is. A care sequencer. It's a consumable? How many do I need? 2,000? Is that what that says? I'm not misreading that, right? I need 2,000 of those. I have a Feminox sequencer. I have limited design. I have that. I have that. I need 2,000 car sequencers. 1,000. Jesus. 2 million. I'm going broke painting my ship. Fucking A, man. Yeah, whatever. Can I change the name on it before we... Now I get to name this, right? And theoretically, I could then sell this?
Calgary
Like,
Prince
I
George
could
ship
make these and
identified
sell
as
these,
Renfail.
right?
Report illegal Calgary assets to federal authorities. Bring us the truth. We'll deliver the justice.
This is skin line? What does that mean? I don't know. I'm gonna give it a line. I don't care. I don't know what skin line name would be. I don't know. Create skin, and it's gonna take a day and 4 hours to complete. It's gonna cost me 50 plex. Now, this is only gonna give me one that I can apply to my own ship, right? So if I wanted to sell it, I would need to come back and make another one of these. Sequencing in progress. not gonna lie, that's a pretty cool process, and it takes currency out of the... Oh, I would definitely create a line of skins. So I went ahead and gave it a name, and I will create a line of skins for the ships that I own. I'm definitely gonna do that. So now if I wanted to, I'm not going to right now. I've put enough time into this morning. If I wanted to, I could then go out and make one for the Pioneer as well, and have that be a variant, which I then add to the night line of stuff that I'm making. Perfect.
Electoral dates upcoming for water authorities and biomass distribution oversight. Remember, participation is freedom's guardian.
Okay. So we gotta wait a little bit for that to be done. How close are we to server restart? 30 minutes? There's only one thing here. Man, that thing is not giving me much, I'm assuming better probes, or better, higher ranks of tools, scanners. The only reason I got away with that, Ali, is because it gave me, like, when I subbed up for 3 months, I got like 200 plex included in the sub. Had it not been for that, I probably would not have done that. But since I had it sitting there. But if I was just no plex, I don't think I would go out of my way to spend real life money. Under normal conditions. At least not until I was deeper into the game. I have spent a lot of money on cosmetics in Lord of the Rings Online and Star Wars: Old Republic, EverQuest 2. I have spent a chunk of change over the years. I do find it interesting that when I was reading on they have that EVE Online creator program, they give you like 500 plex a month. If you're going to be playing pretty active, that's a chunk. So is plex used for other stuff too, or just ship skins? These are taking much longer. This is taking much longer to scan down than the other one. Than the ones in Exordium. What happens if you don't get it all the way to 0 or to 100%? Do you have to like go back and reload probes? All the ones in Exordium you could scan down in like 3, maybe 4. That's the starter zone. Oh, it's a wormhole. Ignore it. Why would I ignore it? What happens if I go to a wormhole? I just wanted to scan something to 100%. An unstable wormhole. Rawr. Wormholes are too risky. Aw, man. Hey guys, someone's telling me that I can click here to claim 1 million skill points for free. I think there is a scanner. Let me go back in here. Yeah, see, there's even this thing. Scan 10 cosmic signatures to 100%. There's actually, so I'm going to go ahead and just work on that this morning. Why not? That should be relatively easy to do. Now, of course, the risk is that when you run out to go scan, you get ganked while you're scanning, right? I'm assuming that's a risk that you run when you're out scanning. And I'm not sure if there are safe ways to scan. I'm making an assumption right now. So from here, what I could do, as an example, is I could go back to my home base and see if there's anything to scan there. Or is that the same? That would make me... our base is in the same system, right? I try to wrap my head around all this, how this works, because we're not jumping anywhere. Yeah, see the home, we're in Dudixie, so anything within Dudixie, I'm going to be seeing the same cosmic signatures. I got to jump out. Okay.
Warp drive active.
Let's just go straight to the next system. Now, I'm assuming, because I've been told that ganks happen at gates, never, ever, ever set up to scan outside of the gate. So, like, right here, bad place to scan. I would want to go, you know, to a station, I'm assuming.
Warp drive active.
if I wanted to, I could set up here and it would be reasonably safe. I say reasonably because nothing is ever totally safe. But from here, I can go here, here, check for things. All right. Web Club says if you click the agency exploration, why is it not bringing that up? There we go. Agency exploration. It'll show you any that can be scanned in the systems around your current location. So I would click Cosmic Signatures. So it would show me if there are any signatures to be scanned in these systems in the first place. Okay. So there's relatively few compared to the starter area where they were giving us like 15 per. I'm only seeing like 1, 2, 3. So, but even if it's not, like I'm getting credit for scanning on the signature, so I don't really care what they are per se. I'm doing this for the purposes of the quest. Oh, and would it be smart to like deploy my drones while I'm scanning? Are they gonna like automatically be there to defend me if I do get attacked? Do you want to set drones right outside of a station? I don't know how that. I don't know how any of that works. Great questions to ask. Is there any risk to dropping my drones right outside of a station with Concord or something? So you're saying the reason there are no signatures is because other players have already scanned things to completion after the server reset? I'm assuming these reset every morning. That's down to a wormhole. I got to get it to 100% though to get the credit for the quest. It's not a quest, it's a daily, whatever. Okay. They respawn over time. Okay, so they don't respawn with the server restart. Okay. Yeah, so I got 9. I got 9 for that. So that's a good thing. I can still get credit for these. So the easiest way to do this then would be to open up the agency, go here and say, where's the nearest cosmic signature? Keep it to high sec. Go from there. That's the system that I'm in, right? Agrilar. So I've already scanned this one down. Right? Unless there's another one on the map. Oops, wrong thing. Yeah. Usage 4. So it doesn't get rid of it off that list. Even though I've already scanned it.
Warp drive active.
I'll probably go mining after I do this. We'll go do some mining. Right. Now in this case, what do we got here?
Warp drive active.
Tiny little station over here. No probes and launchers. So I think I have to dock to reload my probes, right?
Docking permission requested. Docking request accepted.
Beware an old man in a hurry. Thanks to our old man, you can relax and let our drones do the work. Creo drone, buying or beware.
Can I buy more than 16 probe thingies? Because it says I have 16, but it only shows that it's loading like a tiny bit of that probe launcher. Alright, here we go. We got 2 things we can probe down now. Oh, that's a different one. Oh, so it only ever does one. Okay, okay. I get it. It only ever does 8 at a time. Now, if one of these happens to be a relic site or a data site, I can go to it and hack it like they show in the tutorial, right? Chances of that being one of those things probably being rare because they've all been wormholes so far. Which one are we looking at? JD7. And then whatever I find on those ships, or whatever I find on those ruins, I can then sell on the broker to other players. I'm assuming how that works. Or potentially find things that are usable for me. That might be the alarm for ours. I think it is. All right, and that got me not quest credit, but air career program credit. Okay, so I forgot to turn my ship off. That was not smart of me. I thought I told it to stop moving, but apparently I did not. I could have sworn I said stop moving, but it did not. I didn't, apparently. Okay. Now I'm assuming when I want to start doing missions, I know there was rank 1 and rank 2. What defines when you're ready to do rank 2 missions? I think someone said yesterday that that means a Tech 2 ship, I think is what someone said. And if I remember correctly, or did I misunderstand how that was said yesterday? Because in the ship tree, the tier 2 is above the Navy ships. Or cruisers. I don't know what that means. I don't know what defines a cruiser. We're gonna get there. We're almost there. Probably use my afterburner. Yeah, but what if someone doesn't want to go to cruiser? What if they only want to stay with the ship they have? Are they blocked out of doing those missions? Yeah, I see the cruiser category right here. But I mean, what if someone doesn't want to use a cruiser? Does that mean they
Docking
can't do
permission
tier 2
requested.
missions?
Docking request accepted.
Because like, what if they don't like the look of any of the cruiser ships?
Forever is a long time. Be sure to protect it. Capture
So it is a hard cap. Okay. So is battle cruiser what you need for the tier 3 missions, for the rank 3 missions then? And then battleship for level 4 missions, dreadnought for the level 5 missions? Is that how that works? I'm just curious so that I know the progression I should be looking at. So when you say cruiser, that just means anything that's in the cruiser line. I did not understand how that worked. Okay. So this just basically is showing you tier 1, tier 2, tier 3, tier 4, tier 5 ships, and then each ship has a ranking system. And then, okay. Okay. So then you're just essentially picking what version of that do I want. So right now, because I'm just getting going, I'm still in the frigate line. And that's fine for getting me going, run around, do some exploration. But if I want to start leaning into missions, I can start doing them in this ship or my other mining ship. But I'm going to be better off focusing my long-term efforts on getting set up for a cruiser line to start working on. But that's a long way down the road. So I could see that being the potential 3-month goal for me, is get to the point where I'm ready to pick a cruiser. Okay. Well, that's perfect time for me to take 5. Go get some more coffee and all those things. Be back in a few. I got
constant trade.
goodies given to me as a reward for doing those things. Put those in my ship. Okay.
Quake, in the heat of the moment, stay cool with the Federation's
Now, where do
favorite
you see
photo
your
shoot.
daily benefits at? Like to claim. Oh my goodness.
From asteroids to ice, we bring only the finest resources to your station. Astral Mining Incorporated, the resources you need to succeed.
Oh, daily logins are time limited events? Copy that. Dude, I like the little scanners running around my ship right now.
Heart beating, bass drum pounds. Adrenaline
That's
pumping,
cool.
victory, breathe deep and let the synth
Alright, I
flow.
think I'm going to head back to base, grab my mining ship, and go do some mining for a bit. I say my base, I mean the Corpo headquarters.
Warp drive active.
I have decked out my Explorer now. So this is good to go. I think maybe tomorrow I'll probably, because there's different types of missions you can do, right?
Warp
So
drive
it would
active.
probably behoove me to set up. Well, there's different types of missions you can do, because there's explorer missions, there's mining missions. Okay, I can stick to that for now. Long term, I'll probably want to set up a combat ship too, just for if I ever want to do enforcer missions, I think is what they're called.
Docking permission requested. Docking request accepted.
Like to go do pirates and stuff. Yeah, missions are always based on the gameplay pass you learn. Yeah, that's nice. That's a really nice thing to do, because I could say I want to focus only on this, or I can, split my time and do different things and have different ships for different activities. That's a really cool. I'm understanding the. Obviously, I'm 20 years too late for this game or whatever, but still, it's not a massively. You know what I mean? Like, this isn't a game that's capturing the audience in modern times, but it has a very dedicated long term. So in terms of, it's still like Star Wars: The Republic, Lord of the Rings Online, in the sense that there's still many, many people playing it, but it's not like something everyone's screaming to play because it has an older audience base. I'm beginning to understand why so many people have spent so much time in this game, because of the fact that you can learn your skills online over time and really hone in on all of these different things. So even if you happen to lose a few ships along the way, it's who cares, because you've still got the accumulated skills for everything. And if you've insured your ships, and you know what I mean, like,
That is why an investment for us is an investment.
space is dangerous.
Welcoming your newfound home.
Okay, I think from here I can put these in my item hanger. Then I have a Plex Vault. Oh. Sell Plex for X, add a mega game time, buy extra skill queue, shop in the new... What is this? Buy extra skill queue. Multiple pilot training, what does that mean? I don't want to accidentally buy anything. Train more characters. Skill up an alternate character. 2 more skill queues per account? I have no idea what that refers to. Oh shit, you can customize your main character. Oh man, a cybernetic arm is... pretty fucking cool.
Shields high, caps full. Logistics pilots clearing to begin fleet up for the state.
Alright, none of that means anything to me right now. We gotta head over to a mining station. Oh, you know what? I should have taken my hauler. I need to take my hauler over there because I got ore I could bring back here. So hang on. I forgot I need to grab my hauler to get over. These should be squeezed out.
Docking permission requested. Docking request accepted.
You can have 2 characters training skills at a time. Oh, I just kind of assumed that you could have as many as you want training at the same time. So if you wanted to have 2 different characters, one's a miner, one's a whatever, instead of having one that's many things, I figured you could just, but you could only have a couple, I guess, unless you unlock them. Interesting. Alright, time for my tapeworm in space. I got a tapeworm. It's eating away at me in space. Tapeworm. It's eating away at me in space. You know, I could see that being a B-52 song. Tapeworm in space. That's an AI prompt if I've ever heard one. Tapeworm in space in the style of the B-52s.
Warp drive active.
I have my good days.
Docking permission requested. Docking request accepted.
So now I can drop this bad boy off and switch ships. Oh, you know what I forgot to do? I messed that up. I need to bring my Pioneer over here. I haven't brought my Pioneer over here. Because I went back in my Pioneer. Ah, I herped and derped. I herped and derped.
Warp drive active.
I should have never flown back in my Pioneer. That was my mistake. The Pioneer needs to stay parked here. I think I accidentally came to the home base in my Pioneer instead of my Venture. That's on me.
Warp drive active. Docking permission requested. Docking request accepted.
Yeah, I think I said earlier, join your fleet. I don't know why it was prompting me again. Alright, Pioneer. You haven't finished talking with the fleet yet. Never thought smack talk would hold me up for 6 seconds. What? I don't know what that message is all about. Alright, now I'm in the ship that I was supposed to be in the first place. It bugged out, so you had to reissue the invite. Okay. Alright, so bring up L, and then we're going to go to the refinement station.
Warp drive active. Warp drive active.
I don't think I actually had to warp there. I could have just probably gone straight to the asteroid field from here.
Docking permission requested.
Alright, allies already in system. Launch my drones. Let's look for something to mine. I did not look at what we might need. I'm gonna go for this Plagio, I think. Oh, I did not launch my drones. Why? Or because we were not close enough yet. I was orbiting the wrong thing. Not getting any close to it. What's up with that? I think I prefer to be closer, to be honest with you. 15 feels too far to me. And I'm assuming blueprints can only be found, what, through like relic sites, combat, data sites, mission rewards, stuff like that. It's like it's just purely RNG. Are you just stationary mining, by the way? So I could do that? Like I could just go stationary mine? I've always just left it in orbit. No point orbiting while near, okay. I do wish I could pan while I'm doing this, but apparently... That is a wicked shot with the sun back over there. Maiden voyage for your rattlesnake. Nice. Are you mining two different types of ore, or because you're hitting two different rocks, Allie? Or are you just, why would, so I have a curious question. Would there be a purpose for splitting two, or is it like, copy that? Oh my God. Inflation is just an excuse for mega corporations to charge more money for video games. This is why I'm out reading Instagram and TikTok comments right now. This is why you have the outrage culture around video game pricing. Inflation is just an excuse for mega corporations to charge more. That is if you have any understanding of finance and global price and how the real world works, you realize that inflation has nothing to do with mega corporations just wanting to charge more. That is painful for me to read, blaming mega corporations for inflation. This is someone who doesn't understand. So I can't educate the masses on money. But there was a time when currency was backed by real assets, gold as an example. And when a currency is backed by gold, the currency is more stable, or any physical asset. It could be whatever it is. But the moment you stop basing the currency on a physical object and you just start printing money, the value of that currency goes out the window and you get inflation. I'm rendering this in educational terms for a school child. So when you have government entities, not greedy corporations, although some governments are owned by greedy corporations, when you have governments whose spending is out of control and they are spending on things like international wars, they are funding those activities with fake money. They're just printing money, right? That is what causes inflation. It has nothing to do with greedy video game companies raising prices. Like it's so painful to watch this generation of people screaming about video game prices. Blame it on the video game companies for being greedy, and it's like, no, man. The value of the dollar and the global economy, the global, inflation issues have gotten to the point where it costs so much more to produce. And there's so many things. It's more than just that. There's also the AI thing, data centers. There's a bunch of things that factor for why inflation is so high right now. And it has nothing to do with video game companies being greedy. Global inflation, man. Good morning, Studman. Allie, when you said that, dropping off a load, I literally, since I was a kid, with my brother, I'm gonna drop off a load, bro. Just, I gotta go pinch a loaf. Gotta go cut some cord. Drop the kids off at the pool. JK, basic accounting costs go up, you have to charge more or go broke. And that's what it is. That's what it is right there. The inflation. So I can't charge what I used to charge 20 years ago for my services because the cost of living has gone up, so therefore my inherent costs have gone up. Therefore, I have to charge more for the same services that I rendered 20 years ago. That's inflation in a nutshell. No, it's all good, Allie. I totally get it. I understand what you mean, dropping off a load. But my juvenile brain goes back to my brother and I. Just, I gotta go drop a load, bro. That's the infantile in me going, poop joke. It's like, when I was just getting going, I could afford to charge $25 an hour. This is years ago, right? So 20 years ago when I was getting going as a writer, I wanted to make $25 an hour. That was a very good wage. And by the time I was 3 years into it, I was making $60 an hour. $60 an hour back in like 10 years ago. 10 years ago, $60 an hour was worth a lot more. What is that worth now? Even just 10 years ago. $60 an hour in 2024. In 2014 was the equivalent to $84 an hour, so almost $85 an hour in today's currency. So if I just did that, I would be charging $85 an hour today for my services to make the same amount of money that I was making back then to keep up with the rising cost of living, right? It's not rocket science. I don't understand. That's why I said it's painful to me when I see these obvious kids on social media ranting about the costs and everything. It's like, man, I understand. I don't get inflation. It's bullshit. It's just a made up term, man. I guess this is what happens when your only source of information is YouTubers. and you've dedicated your whole life to living off of TikTok videos and clips from social media, and you've never actually taken a finance course or studied global economics, like you're just so ignorant of everything that the words that come out of your mouth are pure stupidity. Gotta go build a Stonehenge. By the way, I do not charge $85 an hour. I charge way more than $85 an hour, but that would be the equivalent of if it's scaled up. How much would you make? I'm going to pull out my calculator really quick. If I was making $85 an hour as a salaried worker, right? So that's $85 an hour times 40 hours a week times 52 weeks a year. That's $176,000 a year, factoring in inflation. So that's what I was charging back in 2014. That was the equivalent of me now making $176,000 a year. Now, how much would I have made? I'm going to do the math on that. If I was back then, I was charging $60 an hour times 40 times 52. That's $124,000 a year. That's a $50,000 a year increase over a 12-year period of time in terms of how much more money I could charge, inflation adjusted. That's a good wage. Unless you're living in like out of your means, $176,000 a year is a phenomenal wage. Phenomenal. That puts you in the, you're up there. This is such a chill activity. I'm really digging this. I realize it could be potentially dangerous, but this is nice because I'm literally able to just sit here and like go answer social media stuff, hang out with chat, mine with some of the corp. I think Varangian was on his way here from wherever the hell he was when he used to play. I think he went to go make breakfast for his fam. JK says, Ren, aren't you a greedy corporation? According to some people, I'm greedy. But I've been very blunt and open about the fact that the only reason I do this is for money. I only stream video games to get paid. I love games, but I can play games offline in my spare time and do something else for money. but I don't. The only reason I'm live is because it generates revenue. So, am I a corporate shill? Yep, you got me. I recognize that money makes the world go round, and therefore I make money. I'm a bad person. You're not on the side of the gamers? Nope. I'm on the side of what makes me more money so that I can provide for my wife and I over the last part of our lives and buy my grandniece everything she ever asks for in life because she's an awesome kid and we are basically, surrogate grandparents for her. I'm gonna spoil the shit out of that kid. We don't have kids of our own, so that's my outlet for. What do you want, sweetie? Give you the best childhood you can possibly have, because once you get in the real world, you're gonna realize life's hard. Correct. I'm on the side of game dev as well. Correct. Oh, my brother and I got yelled at so hard when we priced our PDF for our tabletop game at $30. Because if you go to like all the D&D websites where you can buy PDFs, people have their PDFs for like $3, $5, maybe $15 to buy their adventure packs, and we were like, nope, it's $30. And everyone's like, I could buy a hardback on sale for $30. Then go for it. My brother and I paid money out of our own pockets. We paid contractors. Now, granted, everything was pretty much covered by Patreon, but still. All right, it's my turn to go drop a load off. We want to get paid. We put 3 years of our lives into this thing. We want to get paid. We're not just gonna give it away for free. Renfail, why are your Kindle books priced at $9.99 instead of $2.50? Because I don't give a shit. I'm here to get paid. Like, will I sell fewer copies having my books priced at the absolute maximum I can price them at? Yes, I will sell fewer copies. But the people who buy the copies will have a greater appreciation for the books because they paid for it. And I get fairly compensated for my time. Good morning, Bubbles. God damn it, I left my drones again. Ah! That's going to be a recurring theme. That is going to be a recurring theme. Especially when I get talking and I'm like, blah, 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 blah. Blah, 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 blah. Blah, blah, blah. There needs to be an automatic thing that boards your drones for you, man.
Drive active.
Somebody showed me how to do this the other day. I think it was right-click on my ship and reconnect with drones or something like that. There really needs to be an automator. Reconnect to lost drones. Okay. Alright, I was after Plague Year class last time. Let me go after some Scored Aid this time. Oh, that's a good one, Bubbles. You're not wrong. Yeah, the whole merch store. Why are your t-shirts $30? You should sell them below cost. I can't believe... Yeah, I did get some complaints. I think very at the beginning because the sweaters are like $45 or something. And I had to explain. I was like, look, man. I'm only making like $7 or something I don't remember the exact price. I'm only making like $7 on a sweater. Right? Rats just spawned in. Pop it dead. General. Serpentis. And then I just send my drones? Do I need to target lock it or just sending my drones is enough? No, hang on. I think I have to... No, stop. What are they doing? How do I do that? They're not wanting... How do I do this? Target lock. I have to lock it first. Then I have to... There we go. Drones engaging. Serpentis. Initiate. Drones will auto-attack if it attacks you. I did not know that. That's great to know. Okay, perfect. Thank you. Or you could be proactive about it and... Okay. Alright. Okay. Alright. But in order to be proactive, I had to target lock, and that was... I'm good. Anyway, I also got the same argument when I priced my hardback books years ago, Bubbles. Or not my hardback, when I was selling the paperback version of Echoes of the Past. I think I had the paperback was priced at like $25. And I had people complaining. They were like, that's too high. I can go buy the Harry Potter books for like $7 for paperback. And I'm like, okay, let me explain basic publishing to you. HarperCollins, or whoever is the person who owns and publishes Harry Potter, they can afford to do a print run of 5 million books at a time, which brings their costs down to like $3 a book, maybe even less. So they can afford to sell a book for $9 because they only cost $3 to make them. So they can make their profit margins are higher because their production costs are less. I am selling my book as a print on demand, which means a copy is only printed when you, the customer, make that purchase. It is a bespoke item. Because it is a bespoke item, the costs are much fucking higher because there's no discount for mass production. So it's costing Amazon, not me, it's costing Amazon $12 or $15, whatever it is, like $15. I think it is $15 or $17. It used to be. I haven't checked the prices in forever. It's like $15, $17 for Amazon to print this massive book that I have written. So I'm only allowed to make profit beyond that point. So if I want to make any money, I've got to appropriately price my product so that I can make a chunk of change. So if I want to make $10 a copy, then I have to set my book price at like $25 or $27. That's too expensive for a book. I don't have, $100,000 in my pocket to go mass produce 10,000 copies so that I can get the price down to like $9.99 for a paperback. So this is the same issue we were talking about earlier with people who are yelling about how video games and they don't understand inflation. They don't understand any of these things. They just see cost and they say this is too expensive, and you're just like, God damn, you are ignorant. Why are you charging me $50 for a sweater? I can go to Walmart and get one for $9.99. Deep breath. Exhale. Retard. Retard. I'm gonna have to put a sticky note to remember my drones. That's the only way I'm gonna remember that shit. Woosha! Woosha! If you want to destroy my sweater, whoa, whoa, whoa. Talk about a seminal mid-90s grunge rock album. Wasn't that like album of the year when it came out? That's a phenomenal album, by the way. Weezer's first album really is something special. What is beeping at me and why is it beeping? I think tomorrow I am going to run some missions, though. I think I want to do maybe some Explorer missions tomorrow. Potentially. There's mining missions you can do, too, I know. But I think this is a nice thing. This right here is a good way for me to get into the routine of go in, drop your drones, mine the rock, pick up your drones, go back to base. Because the drone thing is gonna take me a bit to. The beeping was the log off timer. If you are in combat and log out in space, your ship won't fly after the fire chase for a couple minutes. Okay. Woo! I gotta make fresh bread today too. I finished my roll of bread yesterday. This person said anyone over the age of 30 is a boomer to the idiot who literally knows nothing about anything. Oh, that's funny. Yeah, fresh bread is the bomb. I found a good recipe, so I'm gonna repeat it. But she wants cranberries in the next loaf, so I'm gonna make a cranberry. I'm gonna throw cranberries in the next one. I don't know, Allie. The problem with blueberries is they're so soft. I wonder if they would explode during cooking and just make it all mushy. I think you would have to just blend it with the batter. Because you know how you're adding water to your loaf? I think what you would have to do is just, I think the blueberry, I don't know. I would think that the heat is going to render them down and make them explode because they get squishy. Like I think the word is blanch. Like if you put a tomato in hot water, it blanches in the skin, and then that's what blueberries do as well. So I don't know. I don't know how that would work. I do love blueberry muffins when Chris makes them, but they are very moist. They fall apart. So when she makes like a normal, if she makes like, because we're using dried cranberries, so when she makes cranberry muffins, and I think they work in muffins, blueberries also work in muffins because it's small enough that it's not, but it's, if you've ever eaten a blueberry, at least the ones that Chris makes for me, that blueberry muffin is extremely fragile because it's got so much moisture in it. So it doesn't hold its form. I mean, it does, but not like a loaf of bread, because all you're doing is you're cutting that muffin in half and maybe putting some butter on it, but it's super moist, falls apart in your mouth. They're super delicious. I don't see that having enough form to be able to take a knife and cut a slice of bread, if that makes sense. I don't know. That would be something to experiment with. But I could see, like when you make blueberry pancakes, it works as well. I don't know. But I'm going to make cranberry bread today. One second, guys. Yeah, that was another thing too. While kneading the bread, it would squish the blueberries. You would have to stretch it instead of kneading it, like stretch and fold, stretch and fold, stretch and fold. I bet it works just fine if you stretch and fold as opposed to kneading. I would still be concerned with it bursting in the oven and moisturizing the bread, the loaf too much. But I would be willing to experiment with it. I like blueberry muffins, man. Blueberry muffins are the shit. When Chris makes those, I can eat 4 or 5 of those if you let me. I try to not eat more than 2. I just crack them open when they're hot, slather some butter on there, and just let the butter melt in there. Oh my god. She makes amazing muffins and cinnamon rolls. But I'm the one who I get bread duty. So I try different things. She also has a really good recipe for naan bread, which doubles as a pizza base. Lower the liquids a bit. Oh, it's a nice relaxing Sunday, everybody. Recipes for blueberry bread, but it's not really bread. Yeah, that's like banana bread. Like, you can make banana bread, but it's not really bread. Like, you're not going to eat a sandwich with banana bread. It's obviously, the texture is completely different because it's a pastry bread as opposed to a sandwich bread. But I can make, like, the cranberry bread I can still use for sandwiches because it still has enough density to hold up, and so it just adds a nice sweetness factor when you're having a sandwich with like some lunch meat or chicken or something. But like banana bread is awesome. Don't get me wrong, but that's a very moist. Obviously meant to be dunked in coffee or just eaten as a pastry dessert. I am craving her cinnamon rolls right now, to be honest with you. That would be pretty awesome this morning. But alas! Oh my goodness.
The asteroid is depleted.
Well, since it's depleted, let me gather my drones and go drop a load. Ugh. Yeah, buddy. I'm gonna drop my load back at the station.
Warp drive active. Docking permission requested. Docking request accepted.
Now, if I wanted to get the daily for this, there was one for Kernite, I think. Hang on, let me not get sidetracked. Let's drop this off first. So there were a couple of dailies associated with mining the air things, right? One was for pyroxeres and the other one was for kernite. And both of these, it says, can only be found in anomalies. So if I wanted to find these, I would need to search for anomalies in nearby systems, right? Now, theoretically, those have already all been scanned down. Now, isn't there a way? Because it literally tells me that pyroxeres and kernite are both going to be found in anomalies. So it says here, violate average kernite and umber deposits. But that is a 0.8. I'm in a 0.9 system, so that would be slightly more dangerous. That's an 0.4. I am not going there. This is a 0. Now, this is Orinese unknown or anomaly. So that's how I would find these. Okay. There's one in our system. I did not check. We're in Violate. Okay, copy that. So I would go here to anomalies, average kernite and umber deposit. Now when I jump in there, I'm making the assumption there may be other players in there because it's more of a,
Active.
and that's probably a higher risk for gankers because it's not on that list of, because you know the list of mining asteroids is. So very quickly when I jump in, I probably want to keep this up just in case I need to jump out really quickly. To see if there's any other players here. Oh yeah, there's all sorts of players here. There's a whole bunch of players here. But there's also kernite. So this is a much riskier proposition because you're jumping in and there's already a bunch of other people here. Now you're hoping that all of them are friendlies while you go mining the thing that you want to mine, right? So this is a higher risk reward thing because if I want the dailies and I want to get the kernite, I would have to come here and be willing to make the risk. Look at them all going over there. Interesting, man. And I'm assuming that's what everyone's here for. Because it's all over there in the same area. So somebody is already mining that. So this is an area where you would have to be quick because it looks like things are getting mined pretty quickly. And then this is just what, a free-for-all? Looks like there's a rat on the list that just popped in. The Splinter Alvi. Anyway, I think I had a daily for the Kernite. I have to go find it though. Yep. So where does that get tracked at? Why is that not showing me what I want to see? Is the fleet window on top of it? Yes, the fleet window was on top of it, that's why. Because really I just wanted to get the 4,000 for the daily. Why was I lucky? That was just a pirate, right? I didn't see that I needed to be worried about that. Was it a pirate or a ganker? I thought it was a pirate. I don't know how to tell the difference. It was a red thing on my... Yeah, it was a red thing on my radar. A red name. I don't know how to distinguish. Yeah, I have no idea how to distinguish between player versus non-player. Like, I have no clue. Okay, we have finished mining that. So what differentiates all these players who are here right now who have white names versus somebody who popped in and had a red name? Why was their name red versus all these people's names being white? Like, what made the difference? They had a negative standing because they have killed other players. Okay. So all of these white people have never killed another player, is what you're saying? Or they just haven't done anything recently that would provoke them to have, like, dangerous tags on them? Does that mean that you can relatively... Not that these are safe people, but they're all white, which means that theoretically none of them have done anything stupid recently? Alright, is there any more Kernite in here? Yep.
The asteroid is depleted.
So there's theoretically any of the people who are here right now could come after me. Theoretically. They could decide to go PvP. But if they are white, then theoretically they haven't committed any crimes. Theoretically they are trustworthy or trustable enough that you can make the risk to come mine here. Theoretically. All of that is theoretically. So what's the general... I'm assuming, like, this is for anybody that's watching. I'm here mining. There's 10 other people here mining. What is the general acceptable thing to do when you see that happen? Like, you see somebody jump in. They've got a red tag. Do you jump out, or does everybody just send their drones to attack? Like, what's the general protocol in those situations? Because if I had known that was another player, my gut instinct would be send my drones to attack. But is that what everybody does? Are you going to have backup when you do that? Or is it only going to be you attacking? I don't understand what the protocol is. Plus, yeah, there's that other factor too. We're in high-sec space. So do I even need to worry about it? Because isn't Concord going to go after that person and kill them like instantly? Like, I don't... These are the things that I don't know enough about. I don't see any more Kernites, so I guess while we're here... Is there any downside to me attacking on site when I see a player like that jump in? Like, is there any reason for me to have an instinct reaction of send my drones? Like, what's the downside to that? I'm assuming my drones aren't going to do anything but tickle a larger ship that jumps in. I don't know the names of ships to know whether or not something is a tickleable ship or something that's just going to shrug off my little drones. That's okay. That right there was the answer I was looking for. Salvage Tony says the downside would be if he hasn't already aggressed you, Concord's going to come after you. That's the answer that I was looking for, because I would assume that if I attack first, the police are going to be mad at me. So that's the immediate reason I would never, ever, 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 ever want to send my drones in first, is because I don't want to get in trouble with Concord. So I always need to wait to see if they're going to shoot first, in which case, if they do shoot first and they can insta-kill me, I'm fucked. Or you warp out. Like, there's another person that just jumped in. The Splinter Alvi. That's a player, right? Infester Alvi. Are those players? Because they have... Not a player. Okay, my bad. Okay. Those are NPCs. Those are the NPC. I think people are calling them rats. Serpentis Scouts. Well, I got some progress towards my Kernite mission. I got half of the 4,000 that I need. So, it's better than nothing. And I don't know what this Omber refines down into, but I'm going to grab it anyway since we're out here. There's another Serpentis scout that just popped in. Bastek says Kernite and Omber are both really good for money and the resources they provide. Kernite is difficult to get in high sec. I'm definitely going to want to run some missions tomorrow because I want to see if I can't like start finding blueprints and other things. Okay, that has finished mining, and then we have this one over here. I love that sound effect when you get a critical success. It's so cool. Look, Mom, I'm learning. I need to go see if
Is depleted.
Chris left me any more coffee. So I'm assuming, this popped up. A bunch of players come here. Everybody's going to mine it until it's completely drained of resources, and then we all pop out and go on about our business, right? Or move on to the next system and look for another anomaly there. And then if there's not been uncovered, you could potentially uncover it if you're scanning for it. But you can use the agency tracker to track ore anomalies. So yeah, mining is relatively safe, but there is an element of risk. I'm assuming that exploration is a little more dangerous because you're going out into regions where you're potentially by yourself, as opposed to mining where you're with a bunch of other players. Chances are that most of those players are there for the same reasons as you, which is mining shit. But all bets are off, I guess, if you go exploring. Oh, did I not block on that? It says 15 meters, 15,000 meters. Apparently, I'm targeting the wrong fucking thing, that's why. Alvi says for the record, Ali says for the record, the Alvi name was a rat, not a player, as I thought. Okay. JK says being a miner in Eve is like being a motorbiker. Assume they're trying to run you over and kill you. that's legit. Yeah. I think there's only one more asteroid left to be mined here anyway, which is that other Omber unit. And then it's completely empty. And then what? Do the anomalies despawn after a certain amount of time, or how does that work? Don't forget your drones, correct. They respawn randomly. But they don't despawn, do they? Like, once it's been drained of ore, does it go away? Or does it just stay there for a certain amount of time?
Warp drive active.
Oh no! Stop! 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 I forgot my drones. I forgot my drones. Stop the ship! Stop the ship! Stop the fucking ship! All drones return to bay. Holy fuck! I almost did it. Thankfully, I was able to catch myself in time.
Warp drive active.
Holy balls! Ah! That's so stressful. Drones! 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 I've already left them, I think, 3 or 4 times. In the last, like, 2 days, I think I've left them at least once or twice per stream. That's some funny shit, man. I'm gonna have such a hard time remembering that shit. Oh no. All right, I have done a bunch of stuff here. I'm gonna go switch ships now. I'm gonna grab my venture. I'm gonna boogie out. I'm gonna go grab my hauler. And then I'm gonna bring my hauler back here and I'm gonna pick up a load and take it back to base. The Umber gives isogen? Fucking A, man. We definitely need more of that. Good deal. Alright, so back to the home base.
Warp drive active.
Man, this just makes me wish they would have finalized that stupid Stargate MMO they were working on like 20 years ago. I want to jump around in space, go through Stargates, go to new planets, explore. I still don't know why no one has ever capitalized that with all the emphasis on co-op games these days, 1 to 4 players. Like,
Warp drive active.
give me a co-op Stargate game. In the same theme as Darktide, you know, like Warhammer 40k Darktide. You have your basic Space Marines. You got your ranged weapons. You could be a Jaffa. Have a staff weapon. Up to 4 players.
Docking permission requested.
Or you can play solo with NPC companions. Every Stargate you go through is a new mission.
Docking request accepted.
Well, there was apparently not enough interest, even though they had originally greenlit production of a Stargate show. There was apparently not enough because leadership canceled that show they put it into production like 6 months ago and then canceled it. So it's like obviously not enough interest. I mean, all the Starfield fans are my age or older. It's like it's not an infinite audience. It's not that 19 to 39 demographic. It is a 40 plus demographic. And anybody who's in the current 19 to 39 bracket or whatever, like 19 to 29 bracket, like they don't give a shit about the old school Stargate. They're not going to care about Richard Dean Anderson making an appearance, right? He's like 73. They don't give a shit about some 75-year-old man showing up on a show. They're going to be completely like, why do we care? Now, the Stargate fans that are out there are going to be like, yeah, Richard Dean Anderson, fuck yeah. You know, or having Shanks come on and make an appearance and have his character now be an admiral and all this other stuff. Like, yeah, there's probably like, there's not a big audience for that, unfortunately. Not a big enough audience. So I get it. I get it. All right. Undock. If there was a new series, I mean, theoretically you could get new fans, but the risk is that you're going to spend, you know, $20 million an episode to produce a high-end show. You know, it's going to be $150, $200 million production. Can you guarantee a return on that? Can you generate enough new fans? I don't know. Apparently the bean counters said we don't see it happening. I am happy that we got a second season of Dune Prophecy, but I'm really interested. I would be seriously surprised if it gets a third season because it doesn't have a huge audience.
Warp drive active.
Yeah, if you tried to make a show like Babylon 5 in today's market, you get crucified. Nobody's gonna watch a sci-fi show that has janky special effects. Like back in the day, we put up with it because there was nothing else on. But these days, it does have to have, yeah, it has to have that James Cameron foundation level of special effects and budget in order to be successful. And not every company is willing to make that kind of an investment. Consequently, that's why those shows only get like runs of 8 episodes or something, because it's just too expensive to do 22 episodes, you know?
Docking request accepted.
You're not getting a 20 episode run of Foundation. That's not gonna fucking happen. Not with those production levels.
From Asteroids Ties, we bring only the finest resources to your station. Astral Mining Incorporated, the resources you need to succeed.
So I could take all of this, drop it in here, right? And it's gonna produce that. And it dropped that into my item hanger, so I can take that and put that in my ship like so. And then I could undock and take this back to the home base.
Epic action, epic romance, epic love.
That's a good It's a good way to look at it, Bubbles. You will never be loved as hard as you love. You will never make your favorite series fast enough, and your holy grail is just a cup to the ones who walk in your footsteps. Succinctly said.
Warp drive active.
Was that a GC quote? Oh no. No, that was a Babylonia Rising quote.
Docking permission requested. Docking request accepted.
Hey, I can finally contribute to the guild storage chest instead of just being a drain on the society. This is what's called being a productive member of society, everybody. You help out, you contribute, you pitch in. Hopefully you get paid for your time. Alright, so I need to go to my ship hangar. Hang on, I gotta figure out how to do this. I gotta go to my ship thing, take this, drag it into the 7th division. Yes, I'm okay with all of that. And then I can do this and say stack all. Boom! Shakalaka! There we go. We definitely need more of that for isogens and mexilons. But we have a nice stockpile now.
Satisfy all your urges without ever leaving your pod with NOH harmful castes. NOH portal is the enemy.
What is that? How do I see a picture of that without just a blueprint? I actually just want to see the ship. Luxury yacht. How do I see what that looks like? Okay, it shows me a picture here. That is fugly, man. I'm getting there. I'm getting there. All right, now I want to take a look at something, because if I wanted to set up a combat ship, like if I wanted to play escort one day while Ali is mining, or if I want to go run combat missions, I would need to set up a third ship. I'm not doing it right now, but I'm going to browse. And plus, if I was wanting to work towards getting to the cruiser level anyway, what does this require? The Galente cruiser skill to then pilot any of these. have to see. What you want to go with from there. That looks like what you would want to go for because it has the drone bonuses on it. If I'm doing drones, I want to look at that. It's a funky looking ship, dude. Galente cruiser to do it. Holy crap, that can carry a lot of drones. 200 meters, that's a lot of drones. That looks pretty bad. I mean, I don't like the look of it that much. I don't. I prefer the look of the Execure, but that doesn't have like the drone bonuses and stuff. That's more of a turret ship. Yeah, because it can only carry 25 meters. But I do like the look of that ship better. But considering I want to go drones, that would be what I would want to go with. It's so funky looking, man. Cool. So that's, you know, that's long term. Ooh, what's in this box? Ooh, I got a blueprint. Speaking of Vexor, that's the base version of the cruiser, right? I think those might even already be in the guild container. Yeah, there's a Vexor there and a Maulus, so I got those as well. Now the question is, are the ones I got single-use blueprints? How do you know? Copy 3 runs. Copy 1 run. Alright, so when I get to that point, looks like I could just make that for myself, because there's not a huge difference. Hang on, wrong menu. $10, $7.5. That's worth 42 million ISK. Holy crap. This is worth 12 million. Still, I got a blueprint so I can make my own. Excuse me. Alright, so show info. I've never even heard of or seen Noxium, or Zydrine, or Megasite. These are the 4 we're currently getting. The other 3 I have no clue. Those are probably tier 2 ores. Something to think about for the future. Not something I have to think about now. Alright, we have 4 days left. I don't need to train anything else. I'm going to let that run out until it gets the mining upgrades 4 done, because that's going to be for this current ship. Low security space ores. Yeah, okay, so that's when you go, okay, I'm not willing to do this on my own. If I'm going to go to lower security sector, I need to go out with my friends. I mean, you probably could do it on your own, but you're running risks and yeah. Okay, so I can go ahead and get into either one of these ships. So if I wanted to, as an example, hop into my Intrepid, go to the agency, look for missions, look for no, that would be agents. I wanted to look at missions. I misclicked. That's cargo. Are there no like explorer missions? Because I see security missions, distribution missions, mining missions, R&D missions, and bounty hunting, which I don't care about. Oh, hang on, there's an exploration tab. Cosmic signatures. This is... No, that's not the same thing. So there are... so when I look at agents and missions as an example, it shows me mission types. But I don't see any missions related to exploration, per se. There is an exploration tab where I could just go out and do exploration, but in terms of quests, I don't see any like exploration quests. But there are mining quests, which I'm assuming are going to be go mine this resource, and you have to track it down and find it and figure it out. So there's no exploration missions. You just go out on your own and scan cosmic signatures. But if you want to run missions, there's mining missions, which I could run as is now if I look at tier 1s. So I would look at level 1s, within 5 jumps, high security only, and then say this one right here for the Quaff Company. That looks like it's, you know, any of these. This is 3 jumps away and it's 0.9. So, you know, so those would be relatively. So that would be something I could go look at maybe tomorrow. But exploration-wise, it's just going to be me on my own going out and working on exploring things to bring stuff back and harvest. Cool. All right, I'm wrapping. I'll be back later today. Probably. I'm either going to do Witcher 3 or Starfield. I don't know what I'm going to do. It's going to be one of those two, Witcher 3 or Starfield this afternoon. Well, I will know more when I get back. Thanks for everybody for hanging out. Fun times as always. I'm going to go make breakfast. Lou said he just died. How did you die, Lou? I thought he was here. Or was he still in transit? I think he was coming from way the hell away. Is anybody streaming from our community that we can go raid? Gray is streaming Guild Wars 2. We're gonna go raid Gray on Twitch. And if you want to watch Guild Wars 2, you can go hang out with Gray. And then I'll get the link to his YouTube. And we will go watch him on YouTube as well. And I'll get a link to everybody. But if you're on Twitch, we're going to raid right now. Let me get a link for everybody on YouTube and Kick. Oh, that audio is loud. Alright, hang on. Link to everybody to Gray's stream on YouTube. So if you want to watch, you can go watch him there as well. All right, links are up for those of you who want to watch his YouTube stream. You can follow it from Kick or YouTube. If you're on Twitch, we have already moved over, so the raid is up. And I'll see everybody next time.